The sound of tiny claws scraping against wet concrete was the only thing that broke the morning silence along Miller's Creek, until it suddenly stopped. Rex had been taking his usual patrol around the old railroad bridge when he heard it. A desperate, high-pitched cry that made his muscular frame freeze mid-step. The massive pit bull's ears perked forward, scanning the area below where the creek ran swift and dark from the previous night's rain. His weathered collar, a testament to years spent as a stray in these forgotten corners of the city, jingled softly as he moved closer to investigate. There, clinging to a partially submerged shopping cart near the water's edge, was the smallest kitten Rex had ever seen. Orange and white fur plastered against its tiny body, the kitten couldn't have been more than 6 weeks old. Its mother was nowhere in sight, and with each passing second its grip on the rusted metal grew weaker, as the current tugged relentlessly at its fragile form. Rex understood survival. He'd spent 3 years on these streets, learning that every day was a fight, and trust was a luxury few could afford. Other dogs avoided him. His broad chest and powerful jaw made people cross the street, and animal control officers reach for their capture poles. He'd grown used to the fear in their eyes, the assumption that his breed meant violence. But as he watched the kitten's strength failing, something deeper than instinct stirred within him. The water rushed faster now, fed by storm drains throughout the city. Rex calculated the distance, the current, the kitten's rapidly diminishing chances. He'd never learned to swim properly. Street dogs rarely got the luxury of dog parks with ponds, but he'd waded through floods before. This was different, though. This was a choice. Without hesitation, Rex launched himself from the concrete embankment. The shock of cold water hit his powerful frame like a physical blow, but he pushed forward, his legs working frantically beneath the surface. The current was stronger than he'd anticipated, pulling him downstream even as he fought toward the shopping cart. His heavy muscle mass, built for strength rather than buoyancy, worked against him now. The kitten's cries grew weaker. Its tiny claws finally lost their grip. Rex dove deeper, his lungs burning as murky water filled his vision. There, a flash of orange tumbling in the current below him. He snatched the kitten gently between his teeth, the way his own mother had once carried him, and kicked toward what he hoped was the surface. They broke through together, gasping. The kitten hung limp in Rex's grip, and for a terrifying moment, he thought he was too late. But then came a small cough, and tiny paws began to move weakly against his muzzle. The swim back to shore felt endless. Rex's powerful legs cramped from fighting the current, and twice they were nearly swept under floating debris. But something had changed in him during those desperate minutes, a sense of purpose he'd never felt before. This tiny creature depended on him completely, without fear or judgment. When they finally reached the muddy bank, Rex gently placed the kitten on dry ground and began licking it dry with long, careful strokes. The little one purred, actually purred, as it pressed against Rex's warm chest. That's how Sarah Martinez found them an hour later during her morning jog. The animal rescue volunteer had been searching for Rex for weeks, following reports of a dangerous pit bull in the area. Instead, she discovered him curled protectively around the smallest kitten she'd ever seen, both of them dry now and sleeping peacefully in a patch of morning sunlight. 3 months later, Rex wore a new collar, blue leather with his name embossed in silver. The kitten, now called River, had grown into a confident young cat who still preferred sleeping curled against Rex's broad chest. They lived with Sarah now, in a house with a yard and a shallow kiddie pool, where River liked to drink while Rex watched protectively from the shade. Sometimes, when Sarah told their story to visitors, Rex would nuzzle River gently and remember that moment of choice by the creek. He'd learned something that day that no amount of street wisdom could have taught him. Sometimes the most powerful thing about strength isn't how you use it to survive, but how you use it to help someone else live. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe for more amazing animal moments. See you in the next tale.